Okay, going live. I'm live in both places. I'm gonna give it a second and let a few folks pop on, and I'm moving my hair out my way because I don't want it to disturb me. Okay, there we go. I think my locks are all right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for early morning flowers. Thank you for the flowers first thing in the morning. Good morning. Oh, hey, love. I had my glasses on, so I only just now could see who it was. So, good morning, good morning, good morning. I got folks on TikTok, so I'm going to be. I'm going to go ahead and get started to be respectful of everyone's time. So, real quick, hi, I'm Iadania. I'm an E5 priestess and spiritual awakening doula for the African American diaspora. And this morning, I decided to go live because I kept hearing there's a conversation going on right now um, in the Black community about a group that's allegedly run by Black men that has beef with Black women. And there's some really hateful things being said, directed at Black women specifically. And I was like, I was in a space where I did not want to believe this. And I don't share anything unless I have all the details. Like I'm one of those people, even like if it's a spiritual practice or something, like I have to have done research, I have to have implemented things, I have done divination and things of that nature. So when it came to this conversation around this organization and Black women and that it was run by Black men, I was feeling challenged by that. Because for me in my life, I am surrounded by Black men that encourage me. For me in my life, I am surrounded by Black men that protect me. I got four that if I text 911, there are no questions. At least three of them joints coming strapped. They don't, there's no question. They're coming immediately with smoke. They're coming immediately to protect you. And I'm going to go ahead and proactively apologize because I couldn't even get through getting to my divination this morning without wanting to cry. The ancestors are so close right now. And I feel like this is their tears as much as it is mine. And so thank you for the gifts first thing in the morning. Thank you so much. Thank you for the cap. So when I look at this group and I'm like, is this my brothers? It's my And I was like, I got to pull ego out of the situation. I need to see whether or not this is them. So I did what any medium would do, and I went to the source and I asked. I went and I did divination. I said, before I share anything, before I speak on this and share any thoughts, feelings, or anything, I need to know, is this my brothers? Because nothing in me said it was them. This isn't that I don't know. And this is why what do they call the red pill, red cup, whatever they are, the guys that do all the podcasts that talk about how they want women to submit. But then when they talk about the definition of submission, that group, what you realize is they're not hiding their faces. One thing about a Black man is his pride. They're not hiding their faces. We absolutely see all these Black men having those types of conversations. We see them. They're out in social media letting themselves be seen. What we don't see is this other group. I went looking. I wanted to see a face. I wanted to see a visage that told me these were brothers. And when I didn't see a visage, all I heard was the young people say this was Cap. That's what I felt like. That's what I felt like. This is um that's what I felt like. No, it's not local. This is like something else. In case you're watching on one of these. Um so I'm like, okay, this don't feel Black to me. It feels like they want us to believe it's Black, but it don't feel Black to me. It don't feel Black to me. So I went to spirit. See, before I share something, I'm gonna go. When everybody was talking about, oh, Black people were always on America, we were already everywhere. We were already everywhere. We were already everywhere. Thank y'all for the likes and the gifts. We were already everywhere. Don't get it twisted. It is already scientifically proven that the Black woman is the mother of all creation. So if we are the Black mother, then who is the father but our brother? Let me say that again so that you make sure y'all, I want my brothers that are tapped in to feel this. If the Black woman is the mother of all creation, then brothers, you are the father. And it is imperative that we remember that. So when I did the divination, did for my E5 practitioners, I did OB divination, and it was an emphatic no. There was no confusion. There were no shells turned up. This was a no. I asked specifically, is this organization founded and run by anyone Black or melanin African descent? And the answer was no. No, emphatically no. There might be a few of our brothers that have been sucked in and drank some of that Kool-Aid, but we ain't the one that started that. Our brothers did not start that, sisters. Our brothers did not start that organization. They did not do that to us. So there may be a few that have been sucked in. That ain't it ain't us. Just like when you hear some of these quote unquote Black women talking about, oh, they don't want no Black sons and they don't love Black men. At the end of the day, that ain't the majority, not even by a long shot. We have to do better about how we allow them to tear us apart. And so then I asked the question. Then I went to E5 and I asked the question. And, and I asked the question and I said, why? What is the intention behind this organization? Truly, what is the intention? And so when I did divination, I asked Ifa, good morning. When I asked Ifa, what is this? Agunda Meji shows up. And Agunda Meji is removal of obstacles. This is the removal of obstacles. So why would a group come through and need to remove an obstacle and all of a sudden this group is talking about eradicating Black women? Got to be smarter than that, people. We got to be smarter. Black men would not, it doesn't behoove them to want to eliminate Black women because then there would be no more Black men. They don't create sons, we do. They don't create sons. Women create sons. We don't have daughters until they give us they produce daughters. We produce sons. We produce both. They can't have sons without us. There won't be no Black men without us, and they know this. So why would they want to eradicate themselves? It is illogical. It's illogical. It is not. It's not true. They want you to believe. They want you to believe this so that you will look at your brother in fear. And it's not that there are not, they're like, you know, understand its existence. That is not their entire reality and their entire truth. It's not. The truth is, the vast majority of our brothers love us. My feed is not filled with men that I know. It is filled with all these men I don't know that all they do is talk about how much they love Black women. What's your favorite food? Black women. They love us. Everyone else wants us to think that they don't. It behooves them to think that they don't, not realizing we are the blueprint for the entire civilization on this world. There is our coils spin like the universe. We can birth anyone of any shade on the planet and it be two people that look just like me and make it so. They don't want us to remember who we are. The notion, the conversation about we were on every continent, all of them, because it started with us. And what we have to realize is that if we are the mother and the father of civilization, we are the parents. These are our children misbehaving. These are our children misbehaving. Some of them need a stern talking to. I did divination fast. I don't normally do divination like that. It's a collective overall. This message is for us. It's for us. I sat in my altar room in my mat and I cried for us because I can see us in ways that you can't. They want organized religion to divide us. They have weaponized it against us, and it has been successful. So then, when your brothers and sisters are going to other traditions, you want to look at them funny. When they're going to their roots, they're trying to reclaim their legacy and their lineage. What is wrong in taking back what was stolen from you? What was stolen from your ancestors? If somebody steals your TV, the first thing you want to do is go kick in the door and take those back. Why would you not want to take back your God? Black women, we have been so wounded. Rapes and pillage and stealing of our children. Channeling. They will not steal your men from you anymore. This is not about romance. This is about partnership. This is about us working together as brothers and sisters, as kings and queens, as mothers and fathers of the creation. So I'm like, where does spirit see us? If we can manage to come into harmony, if we can manage to come into moving towards our truest destiny, what does it look like for us? What is that? And all I could do was smile because the Odu we got was Irete Otura. So people, I'm gonna backtrack. All the new folks that just walked in. I'm a priestess in the Orisha tradition, and the message is African religion is not really religion; it's a spiritual science. See, Black folks, we was using science and metaphysics to understand the world around us. So in the Odus, it's metaphysical concepts. Irete is perseverance. It is determination. And we are the blueprint for perseverance and determination. The fact that if you are sitting here with melanin on your skin and your blood and looking at me right now says that your ancestors persevered, that they were determined to not see their lineage fall. They were persevered and determined to not see their lineage fall. Hoodoo is a child born of many African traditions because they would not see their history fall. They would not see their history go away and be eradicated by a religion that was indoctrinated and given to them by somebody calling themselves master. And thus, when they taught it to them, they taught them to fear their God that they had walked with so lovingly in unity and oneness. They taught them to obey instead of co create with their Creator. Your ancestors persevered and were determined, and everything about them permeates in everything we know in existence today. From astrology to numerology to the way we dance, the way we sing, the way they dress, all of it. What do children do but emulate their parents? So I asked them, and perseverance, the first leg is perseverance. It is your ability to push through, it's your ability to keep going. It's your ability to see a goal and like, I'm going to achieve this goal, but I keep going no matter what. It's your ability to say, I know this is hard, but I'm going to keep going no matter what. So then Otura comes through, and Otura is our connection. It is our spiritual connection. So we are persevering to reclaim our spiritual legacy. We are persevering to reclaim our spiritual lineage. We are persevering to reclaim our spiritual inheritance. It says, perseverance leads to reconnection with spirit. I just want you, if you are Black right now, listening to this, this is the word of destiny for Black people overall. I want you to take a deep breath in. Inhale and gather all of your personal ashe. Gather all of your personal ashe. Hold it in. Feel it in your heart. God's energy permeate your lungs. And when you exhale any doubt that you had that as a melanated being, your ancestors didn't already walk with God before someone showed them some book that they rewrote 1,000,000 times. Hold that knowing within yourself. Hold it there. This is a need for a spiritual practice. That is what it's saying. It didn't say a religious practice. It says a spiritual practice because inherently, this is for my spiritual folks that want to say they're not religious. You are. You are just not Christian. You are just not Muslim. You are just not Hebrew, but you are absolutely religious. Look up the word religion. It simply means that you believe in a power bigger than you. You believe that there is a source, a God of some sort. And every spiritual being knows. We don't believe it, we know it. And how we tap in and how we connect to that power, that is our religion. The knowing of something intangible with us, around us, within us, that is our spiritual self. The actions we take, the rituals, the full moons, the crystals, all that is our religion. That is our religion. When you're doing self-love, self-love is my religion. It's my religion. We have to have a spiritual practice. See, a religion will teach you that there's some being sitting on a cloud somewhere, looking down upon you, waiting for you to F up so you can be smited. When the truth, the knowing that spiritual foundation gives to religion is that the Most High is not looking for an opportunity to punish you. The creator of all existence got more to do than worry about punishing you because you ate that cookie. You ate that cheeseburger with bacon and cheese. That is not reality. That is the slave master trying to control you. Please get off the freaking plantation. Get off the plantation, Joe. For real. Leave. Get off. It's okay. Your ancestors left. And the ones that didn't, they're wanting you to leave. They are home in the garden with the Most High. They want you to leave the field. They do not want you to see your God, your goddess, your creator, your source, Olodumare, in a way that makes you feel like you are not one when you are. Every time you're like, I just wish I could find God. Go look in the mirror and introduce yourself. All that the Creator wants us to do is to co create our existence and understand we are both this physical body, honor it, love it. It is such a powerful physical body. It is holding the energy of the Most High, the source within it. Honor your vessel. It is your altar. It is not coincidence that melanated being's skin looks like the grains of sand. It is not coincidence that our coils look like the universe itself. It is not coincidence that you get lost in our eyes in every shade. It's not coincidence that we can birth everyone. These is not coincidence. This you can't. There's no such thing. Again, the creator of all existence, worlds, galaxies, timelines, other dimensions, got other things to do. Then, oh, this might be cool. Let's take a coincidence. It is by design that we look this way. We look like Earth. Our trees grow. Trees go to the sun like Earth. We flow like water. When we go and we're having a good time, and someone's dancing and we're, hey, that is a goddamn spell because every single person on Earth reacts to it if you do it. Call me a lie. Go to a party. And it don't matter what race, creed, nationality, or gender that person is. If they're dancing and a black man or black woman comes behind them and says, hey, what do? They turn up. Their vibration, what? Rises. Remember who you are. Build a relationship with your creator that does not come in a book. That has been mistranslated, is nothing but a collection of stories written by multiple people. Hear me when I say, the creator of all didn't pick up a pen. It's written by people. And then ill-translated profusely. Let's take the word sin. That's the word they like to use against us, right? Oh, you sin. Sin. One day I looked up sin. And being an Israelite by birth, I wanted to know where the word comes from. I'm going to let you go do that research, but I'm going to tell you the word sin does not mean evil. The word sin does not mean bad. The word sin does not mean that you should be somewhere locked up because you are a horrible individual. It means that you're out of alignment. I want you to sit with that for a minute and think about how many times somebody told you you did something that was a sin because they wanted you to feel bad. They wanted you to feel guilty. Instead of saying, instead of going to the right, you went to the left. And so the right hand path, that path, that might have been a little easier for you. It didn't have a lot of boulders and sticks and things that you had to climb over the top of. We wanted you to go this way, but you went that way, and that's your choice. We want you to be great, and you continue to measure yourself as being small. That's your choice. But that's the sin. Not you having sex out of wedlock. Not you calling somebody a bad name, even though that is probably outside of your character as well. It means that you have misaligned to the destiny that you and the Most High designed for you. That's what it means. That's what it means. I was sitting there in a dream this morning, walking through this space where there's this guy, I think he was probably a rapper of some sort, talking about the morality and lyrics and things of that nature, and thinking about that, all the that's in the song lyrics. Do you realize, especially for our people, how long that particular act was a controlled act? I just want you to think about that because this is now coming like a download. How long did our ancestors sit on big plantations and the like in this country here and be told if and when they could copulate, if and when they could have physical intimacy. And that physical intimacy was purely for the benefit of master. Look at how long that was controlled. Like, I need you to think about that trauma because it's in our RNA. It's in our RNA. Think about the trauma associated with our relationship with that act. Whether you are a Black man looking at the woman that you loved, think about that. Your ancestor, that you have an ancestor that had to look at the woman he loved be taken into master's house and assaulted, be taken in a shed and assaulted. You are, think about you as a Black man where you may have been assaulted as one of your ancestors was assaulted, or you were castrated because they needed to tame you. Think about your ancestors, the mothers who had to watch their children be ripped away from them, to watch themselves be ripped away from the man that they love because their physical intimacy, that act was controlled. Now you think about what freedom and the ability to have that act would be like. How would that manifest? Trauma would manifest in a couple of ways. It may manifest as men feeling like they absolutely should have the right to have it because they're still emulating the master. They still using the master's language. See, when they say things like they want their significant other to submit, and they don't look in the dictionary and understand that submit means give up her power, and she had to give up her power on the plantation for all those hundreds of years, why would you think that she'd want to now? When the reality of our relationship has never been that dynamic. It was taught and ingrained from the slaves, sitting on a plantation, being abused, assaulted, disrespected. And you feel like you gonna come into a relationship with a Black woman who is realizing who she is and emulate the slave master's relationship. That's not what's gonna happen. It's not. And then there's some of you who then use the word, but then give definition that is not what that word means, but you are so attached to the word. You are so attached to this word that means give me your power. You won't let it go. You need to ask questions of why you won't let this word go. Because what you're defining when you talk about, oh, we want to work together, a partnership, a partner does not submit. Period. Period. Those two words don't go together. When there's a submission, there is someone of greater power. And when you have greater power than somebody else, that person is relinquishing their power to you. That person is saying they are greater than you. There is no partnership in submission. So when you are using those two words together, you are being a hypocrite. Which one do you mean? And if you can't let go of the word submit, I question if you have truly left the plantation, or if you're simply trying to emulate being in master's house. See, these are the things we have to ask. These are the conversations we need to have with one another. Because please know and understand, anyone deals with me knows there's only one place I'm willing to submit. And even there, sometimes I'm going to ask you to. We have to do better with each other. We ain't meant to go to war with each other. We're meant to be partners. See, they talk about matrilineals being, the matriarchy being a problem. It's not. And I won't say that at some point in history, our ability as womb holders to astral travel naturally, because see, that's the gift. When you do like a womb holders, when y'all trying to wonder why your dreams are the way they are, that's because you're not staying here. If you were born with a womb, whether you still physically have it or not, you ain't staying here when you sleep. You out traveling. Dimensions, timelines, other realms. Naturally. No one has to teach you how to do it. It is a natural born gift given to us. So with this gift comes what? Great responsibility. With power comes great responsibility. And there's probably some of us, because we're still in the human body, so we do human ish, that didn't use it for the right ways. And maybe that's why this had to happen. We had to like remember, okay, you know what? I can't be popping over at Akeem house all willy nilly in his dreams, being all disrespectful, like disrupting this man's dreams because I can. I can't. I can't do that. So we had to learn. But, it also could easily be a situation like Oshun, where, they come to Earth and it's all the quote, quote, male Odisha and Oshun. And Oshun brings, see, Yemoja is mother of all water, but Oshun is specifically the water we can drink, the water that we can, life, like sustains our life. Oh, thank you, beautiful. Thank you. Or handsome. I can't tell. I have no glasses on. So either way, thank you. Um, so when they was not giving Oshun her respect, not only did she leave, she took her water with her. She's like, I'm out and I'm taking all this with me. And so when they wondered why everything was dying, why life was leaving the earth, they went and they did divination. And so when they went and they asked, the creator was like, well, where is Oshun? And they're like, well, what do we need her for? Because she's giving life. You stupid. She gives life. Fix it now. So we're in the fix it now phase. This is where we're at. We're in this fix it now phase. They've been all real disrespectful and running around all rambunctious like they don't need the feminine principle. You can't create without the feminine principle because you ain't gonna have no ideas. You can't have a project, a plan, a business, anything, unless you, as an individual, regardless of what gender you identify with, are tapped into your feminine energy. It is required because that is where limitless possibilities live. That is where abundance live. Abundance is not tangible. Abundance is intangible. And anything that is of the intangible is feminine in nature. It is of the feminine principle that all of existence was even conceived. Scientifically, it says everything happened in this encasement of what? A cosmic egg. There's only one being on earth, in the human form anyway, that has eggs. Us. Us. And then with us being the ones that can birth everyone else, we got some real extra special eggs. Look at how they talk about our genetic structure. The native borns in Africa already have a unique genetic structure. So imagine if all of those native borns were put all together, moved someplace else. They all have really, really, really different genetic structure and then came together to make us in the diaspora. How unique is our structure? We are a completely different people. We are of our ancestors, and yet we are something more. We have all of them from all of these different groups who are all of everything. Look, I need y'all to understand. I need y'all to understand. It's we're not meant to be at war with each other. We're just not. That is not what our ancestors want. And the fact that I have spent the better part of this thing crying tells me it makes them sad to see us at odds with one another. It makes them sad. You should not, if you are one of my brothers, we don't have no beef with you. We love you. You are our sons. You are our fathers. You are our partners in life, whether you choose to date us or not. The whole of existence is birthed between Black men and Black women. We are the innovators, the originators, and that is on purpose because we are the parents. We are the parents. And we, as parents, we have to do better. As parents, we have to do better. And I don't know why the kids want to see their parents fighting unless they're just trying to get their parents out the house. Just like I said earlier, it is a plan It's a plan. So, my brothers, I agree with the creator that says if you hear a man mention this organization, you should be, it will behoove you to. But I also encourage Black women, if you don't have a collective of Black men that are your homies, your homeboys, that you can hit 911 and they show up, I said, I'm going to need you to work on that. I need you to work on that because I have a collective. And I'm not just speaking about my father and my uncles. I give honor and gratitude to the Most High. I give honor to my Ori because see, we choose our family. Our biological family, we choose them. We choose our parents. That means we chose our family. And I am fortunate to have been birthed in a family where my father has 5 brothers. Please understand they all have smoke. They're also some of the most intelligent Black men. I would just sit and listen to them talk, soak in the knowledge. And I was fortunate to be raised in a family where my parents didn't fit the Black family stereotypes. See, those stereotypes where Black families say Black children shouldn't be in Black grown-up conversations, that is from slavery. Because at no point would you look in your ancestry that children are not sitting at the feet of their elders listening, learning, soaking in. And because children were a mark of abundance and prosperity, I doubt that they had any beef with the children because they understood children were closer to source. Children didn't have the trauma that disconnected you from the creator. So what they said something from the mouths of children. So I was able to sit and listen and also contribute to conversation at a very young age. You know who had issues with it? The non-melanated spouses. My uncles didn't have any problem with it. It was the non-melanated spouses that seemed to have an issue with that. So I'm fortunate that if I hit up any of them, I had an issue with this. These 2 young men tried to assault me when I was very young. I'm walking home in the neighborhood, just leaving my homegirl's house, and they ride up on their bikes. It's 2 of them, it's 2 dudes and me. And they tried to pull me behind another friend's house to assault me. And because I am severely intelligent, I said, I don't want to do it here. Take me home and I'll do whatever you want. And they're like, there are people at your house. No, my neighbor's having a cookout. There's just a lot of cars. So I could get them to take me home where my father and several of my uncles were. And I'm like, hold on a second. Let me get my sisters and tell them I don't want them to see this. So let me put them in their room. So I walk in the house, close the door, lock it, and slide on the floor and start sobbing. And my uncle, my dad come around the corner. My dad is 6'4.5", and my uncles are equally tall. And they come around the corner and they say, what's wrong? Them 2 boys out there tried to hurt me. I feel like at some point they may have phased through my body because I don't honestly remember moving. I just remember the door opening up. So when I hear Black women say they don't feel safe around Black men, I can't relate because I have always and forever, even the Black men that hurt me, there were always a collective of Black men ready to hurt them back. See, when I was actually assaulted at the age of 10 by a friend who I said, come play Super Mario Brothers because I just got it for Hanukkah. When I told my dope boy boyfriend what he did, I had to make him promise not to end him because he was ready. And if I told anyone that grew up with me who he was, they would be like, oh, he was ready. Even the less than savory ones always protected me. Always. When my best friend, who is a guy, found out that there may have been some things that went on in a previous relationship that were not okay, he regularly reminds me he owes that person one. And if I tell him I am in trouble, come. There is nothing that will stop him. He's coming. Nothing. I need y'all to get a collective of brothers. Brothers, I need you to get a collective of sisters. Because one thing that my brothers always tell me is they appreciate me being safe space for them. Even outside of anyone else, they appreciate that I am always safe space. They can emote with me. They can share with me. They don't have to put on airs with me. They know I will not judge them. I love them. I am their sister. I am their friend. And I love them. I'm always and forever lifting them up. I encourage them to honor their emotions. I tell them to trust their intuition. I remind them that when they speak, be mindful because you will manifest that which you spoke. One bought a money candle, said he wanted to get some extra money. He got it. I said, next time be more specific because you worked a lot of OT to get that money. I'm going to need you to manifest that again, but with ease because he got the money. He got it. Next time, add the ease factor in there. Just add ease in it so you ain't got to work all the hours. You need each other. You need each other. You, as a woman, don't mean that you necessarily manifest. The feminine energy is not a look. I don't look feminine. I look like I identify as a goddess, a womb holder. But feminine doesn't have a look. Feminine is the energy. Feminine means I am open to receive. Feminine means I am creative. Feminine means I have no limits because I recognize my inherent connection to the source. Feminine means I'm abundant. Feminine means I am powerful and protective. And I am always, always, always in a space of sometimes being not in this time, not in space, because feminine energy has no boundaries. My masculine energy lets me be present because masculine energy is completely attached to time and space. It keeps me grounded. So, why does that matter when we're interacting with each other? Because when I am feeling like I am about to jump off the ledge because I am too here, because as a womb holder, because we're not bound by time and space a lot of times, we see all the possibilities. You always wonder why your girlfriend, your wife, your mother, your sister is always like thinking of all the possibilities. So she's planning for every contingency. It's because she's really in her feminine energy in an extreme sense, and she needs to pull some of her masculine energy in to ground her in the now. Because she's not in the now. She is literally, in a very literal sense, seeing every possibility because that is our gift. Everyone has intuition, and then there is women's intuition. And it is because we are able to perceive all of the possible timelines. And if we are not grounded in our masculine energy, it will make us neurotic. So sometimes when I feel that coming and I need a little help, I reach out to a guy because it'll ground me. I will reach out to a guy and it'll ground me. It'll put me here on this world, in this plane, so I can stop looking at everything else and like, why are you doing all that? He'll bring me back in. Also, we help men do what we do. Trust your intuition. Plan for the possibility of dot, dot, dot. I don't need that. Take it anyway. Or we tell them, don't go there. Why? I don't go. And you should listen. If she is very, 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 very much inadamant, listen. She may not even realize why she's telling you this. Listen, because spirit speaking to her, because you are in the now, in the physical, and you need to be tapped into the non-physical to be able to sense when spirit is speaking to you. So if you're not balanced, she is the one that's there to balance you. Listen to her. I asked my homeboys one day, I said, if I told you to leave, pack your family, your stuff, whatever you can get in your vehicle and leave, would you go? And they said yes. I said, I would never you do that lightly. I said, if I ever called you and said, leave now, don't ask me no questions, get up and go. That's why you need each other. Whether you are in a relationship with each other, it's romantically, you still need each other. Because it helps you balance your scales a little bit. It helps you balance your scales. So I'm going to close with, I'm going to pull a couple of cards for us. If you do not have a spiritual practice and you didn't catch the beginning of my live, go to YouTube. You can watch the whole thing, could see, because I specifically did divination for us, but I'm going to add to it. add just to hear what additional message that the divine has for us as melanated beings on how we can go to that destiny. Because the destiny that let me just finish telling y'all that destiny. So I'm gonna do the destiny part again. But this our spiritual practice, us coming back to our spirituality, you know what it brings us? It brings us peace. Peace. It brings us contentment. It brings us protection from illness and death. It tells us to be wary of our enemies. It tells us to be wary of our enemies. Be faithful in your relationships. Understand, if you're going to get married, be faithful. If you're not trying to have in a conversation where y'all are poly, just be single. See, it's not about that you can't have fun with other people, but understand the moment you say, I'm only going to be with you, that is a contract, a binding agreement. And your character means that you will honor that agreement. If you don't feel like you can, then don't enter. That's easy. If you don't feel like you can, do not enter the agreement. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't let nobody shame you because you want to stay single and blow people back out or get your back blown out. But understand also that energy exchange is sacred. And you are, in fact, exchanging energy. You wonder why you're still dreaming about this person because you exchange energy with them. Their energy is in you, and you, especially if you let them shoot the glow up. There's a connection there, whether you like it or not. If you're a womb holder and you feel like you got too many connections, do a yoni steam, get some womb healing done. If you are a brother and you feel like you have some different connection, do some sacral and root chakra healing and take some spiritual baths. Just saying. Just saying. All right, so we're gonna get it. I want to get one energy that, as melanated individuals, we need to be aware of. One inspired action that we could take other than tapping into your spiritual roots, whatever you deem that to be, and having a spiritual, not simply religious, you need a spiritual practice. And what our potential outcome outside of all the peace and contentment and protection that we are already going to gain if we just do what we know we're supposed to do. And then I'll get 2 pieces of advice. So, can I get one energy? I'll show it to y'all in a second. Nice. Come to mothers. The mothers came through. Can I get a inspired action? And a potential outcome. One potential outcome. Come on, dog. Oh my God. Oh my God. y'all, wait. Get you a reader that loves what they do. By all means, get you one that loves. Hold on, what did I do? There we go. Okay, hold on. Let's get our 2 advice cards. 2 advice. Come on. Y'all, look. Look, for those of you who have an ancestral practice, go to your altar right now. Go to your altar. Give your ancestors gratitude with this beautiful message. If you don't, if you have any loved ones that transition and you miss them tonight when you cook dinner, today when you cook breakfast or lunch or whatever, put a little something aside. Put a little something aside. But let me just, all right. So I asked the energy, what energy do my people need to know today? And so we got the Empress. This is a godmother and their godchild. This is one of the most nurturing manifestations of this card. It is a mother and child. And what this says to me is that we are protected. Like you see, like this looks like he about to get up and I got you. This like, I got you. This looked like when you're sitting in the car beside mom and the car and she got to slam on the brakes and the powerful arm shows up. That's what that feels like from that card. Empress energy, though, is very much abundant. Empress energy is very powerful and potent and tapped into its intuition. Empress energy is all about not simply abundance, but lavish abundance. This is Mother Earth caring and nurturing for us. But the first thing I thought about was mothers. That was the first energy I felt, was like the mothers coming through and saying, "We got you. We got you. We got you." Your inspired action today. So this is the world. This is the world card. And the world card is both the ending and the beginning of a journey. It is the last of the major cards. By the way, we've just had two major cards back to back. That is big energy. That means there's big shifts happening for us as a people. It's big shifts happening for us as a people. The world card is about endings and beginnings. It is represented here as the marketplace, and that's often in Orisha tradition how Earth is considered. It's a marketplace. What do you do when you go to the market? You go see things, you go purchase things, you go buy things, you interact with each other. And I feel like we need to interact with each other. We need to come together with each other. If you haven't hung out with a brother and a sister today, go have lunch, go have breakfast with your brother and your sister. Go shop at your brother. Go buy from a Black business. Buy something Black today. I don't care what it is. Book a reading with a Black reader. Go buy some oil or some crystals from a Black person. Go interact with us. Because for us to get abundance and prosperity, that means we are building the prosperity within our community. We get an abundance and prosperity within our community. Please feel me. They're giving us the jewels. Building that abundance and prosperity within our marketplace. When I ask what the potential outcome is, I just need y'all to get into this Shango card. I just need you to get into this Shango card. The Ace of Wands, the aces in the tarot are always God giving us something. Let me say it again because I need you to feel this. The aces in the card are always new beginnings given to us by God. It is God handing something to us. It is God giving us something. And when it comes, it's 10:10 my time for those that like the numerology. When God gives us something, that new thing, that new energy. So fire. What is fire? Fire is our will. Fire is our drive. Fire is our passion, our ability to create, our ability to spark something into existence. And with Shango being present in the card, this is that energy of you can do this either way. There is always more than one way to get it done. You got options. In a marketplace, what do you have? Options. But allow your intuition, that mother energy, whether you identify as a womb or not, let your intuition guide you, support you, and protect you. When I looked at the back of the deck, children, hold on. So we got the Two of Discs, and this is the Two of Pentacles. But in this deck specifically, this card is a shift in regime. This card is a change in power. The story on this card is there is a village and a new king is trying to rise up. So they're trying to get rid of the old king. They're trying to get rid of the old king. And so they have to work and help the new king get that village, come back into power and put the old king out. But the old king is going to be real salty about it. And he's going to come back. He's going to come back with smoke. He's like, okay, I'm going to try to come back and take this village back. But understand, with the sun shining behind us, children of the sun, with the sun shining behind us, this is the one card in the deck that is about connecting with the source. This is the one card in the deck about connecting with the source. One card in the deck. This is all about us coming back to the Most High and getting that oneness, that reclamation of the power within our people. So our advice, other than go spend some money with somebody Black, is to shine. It's to shine. Shine like the sun that we know that we are. Shine like the melanated gods and goddesses that birthed all of existence that we know that we are. It is to use our voice. Speak up. This also looks like she's giving an offering for those of you who do have an ancestral practice. I was right. You should probably give an offering today to your ancestors. But this is to speak up. Speak your truth. Stop speaking their truth. You need to speak your own truth. You need to speak your own truth. Stop speaking their truth. And if you don't know what your truth is, it is time that you find it. If you need help, then you go to an elder to help you figure out what that truth is. They can't tell you the truth, but they can help you, put you in position to learn what your own personal truth is. In the back of the deck, radical rebirth. Look at how powerful she looks. This is about us. Again, this is a collective reading for Black people. This is about us being reborn, being made new, coming back to who we know ourselves to be, like reclaiming our relationship with Source, coming back to the Most High and saying, hey, you know what? I have your phone number directly. And I just realized you do not walk around with an Obama phone in the cosmos. You got all the phones, all the phones, all the phones, all the phone plans, meaning that anybody can call you directly, surely, directly. And in your wisdom, in your infinite wisdom, because you, the moment you incarnated as us in a physical vessel, we will forget that we are connected to the Most High. You tap people to remind them, to remind you. And I say, thank you, Lord, for the reminder of how powerful we are as beings on this earth. Remind us through our ancestors the perseverance they had to ensure that we would have a deeper connection with spirit. Remind us that when we come back to our roots, we don't only find peace and contentment. Why do we find peace and contentment? Because we are no longer, Ashe, no longer in a position to listen to someone who beat, assaulted, disrespected, poisoned our ancestors into believing. Great rising and good morning. That we don't have to do that anymore. And it's not that there isn't something in there, but speaking as someone who was not raised Christian, who also was not raised in a traditional African practice. I was raised as an Israelite to have a bona fide dream of me going into a high-rise building filled with rich people with a squad of angels to rescue Yeshua from them. Let me say that again because I need you to feel me on this and how this struck me and it stuck out to me. Yeshua was trapped as a baby in a building surrounded by people. I and a squad of angels rescued him. And when I woke up that morning and first asked, dude, why is Jesus coming to me in a dream? Of all people, I'm not Christian. I have no attachment to Christianity. I got a bunch of Gentile friends, but that's it. And I said, what is it? Because they can no longer hold him anymore. See, when he said there's but one way, that one way is through oneness with the Most High. It's not that Jesus was the only one that had a connection to Source. He wanted you to know that all of you are one with the divine. You are all God. God is the Most High, the Creator, walking around in a human vessel. See, we still have ego. And so our ego tells us, oh no, we can't be that big and powerful. We must be limited. We must have limits. Limits, I tell you. But the dream was like, nah. See, they keep getting rich and things like that because all of the things that they saw our ancestors doing to become powerful, they still do them. You hear about law of attraction and you think that's some new. No, it's just a new label. It ain't new. It ain't new. Our ancestors been new that if you are operating in a certain vibration, you will attract that vibration to you. They've been known that. They've been known that. Exactly. We are very, very, very abundant. They've been known these things. They've been known it. They knew that if you do something, there's going to be an effect. If you speak something out loud, it's going to come back to you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. They understood this. They not new to this. They true to this. And when you feel certain things called out to you, see, our ancestors were wise and smart and understanding that almost all of our traditions permeate through every other tradition. So Instead of getting the watered down version, you could always go and get the direct one. And it's not that the direct source has not grown and evolved. It has. It has birthed children. Orisha tradition has multiple children. Multiple children. Both of them both of them manifesting and bringing about the tradition in their own way, but reminding everyone, if I said, be yourself with audacity. You can be humble and have all the audacity. Look at Shango. You can be humble, but know that when you walk in the room, that you just might be the most powerful person in there. And that's okay. You ain't gonna announce it. I don't have to announce it when I walk in the room. But when I walk in the room, especially if there's some few spiritual folks in there, they generally say the same thing. You know, your energy fill up the whole room. And I just smile. So I've heard. So I've heard. I've heard that. Yes. Yes. I've definitely heard that. And I keep going on about my business because I ain't have to say nothing. I got on white right now, but please believe I don't have to have on white for you to know who I am. I don't have to at all on any day and any occasion. So we can have all the audacity. There are our music, our traditions, all of these things permeate through us. Remember, remember. So this organization that is walking around feeling like they're going to pretend to be our brothers. They're going to pretend to be our brothers. Pretend to be our brothers. Pretend to be our brothers. And thus distract us from coming together. It would behoove you to remind them, no, absolutely not. What you're not going to do is emulate and just speak fallacy over our brothers. They did not do this to us. They did not do this. Ogunda Meji says they are trying to remove obstacles, which would be us. They're trying to remove us, now realizing that without us, we are the key. We are the blueprint. You can't take. We are the key in the blueprint. Remember who you are. So now that my battery has told me that I'm at 15%, I have given y'all a beautiful message from the ancestor. For those who stuck through to the beginning and watched me cry and listen to me cry and listen to what, yeah. And if you message me directly, because I didn't mention the name of the organization, because honestly, I don't want to give them any more Asha than they already have. That's just on period. I will speak on it. I will stitch a video later, so that if you do hear someone mention this group's name, because they really are saying some like they real rambunctious, like they real rambunctious, and I want you to have your discernment. You don't have to take my word for it. I need you to sit and think with your whole actual heart and listen and decide whether or not you truly believe that your brother would say these things. Or does it behoove somebody else to make us believe that they said these things so that we don't feel like we can be with them anymore, that we can't be around them anymore, that we can't procreate and make more of us with them anymore? Think about the bigger picture, the bigger plan. Think about the bigger picture and the bigger plan. But thank y'all so much. This was such a I enjoyed this. I very much enjoyed this. I give much gratitude to the Most High for letting me do divination for us. Like I said, I don't often do divination in single, like I do collective divination, but for me to do a collective divination specifically for Black people, because I feel like we needed this. We needed this because we needed to know that, one, we are not at war with each other. There is somebody trying to create a war between us. There's somebody trying to create a war between us. We are not at war with each other. We are not. And if you are one of those people who is constantly posting about I hate black men are this or black women this, black women that, I challenge you to change how you speak. See, I don't see a lot of that in my newsfeed because I also don't speak. Your words create your reality. So speak power into your people and watch how powerful you will know, because your feed will start to manifest visually in your physical reality people that embody that which you are speaking. I don't see it. All I see is black men talking about how much they love black women, black men talking about how much they need black women. That's what I see, because I also speak about black men in that way. I speak about there is nobody that walks like a black man. Nobody, nobody on this earth walks like a black man. Black men smell different to me. They taste different to me. They are so, it's just something else. It's just something else. It's not that I don't see any attractiveness or anything. There is just something different about the way a black man smells. I will sit and push my nose against him all day. Even in his sweatiest of days, I love the way a black man smells. Their walk is sickening. Every black man walks like they got, like they were just righteous, righteous indignation. And this is how I knew this group was not run by black men. See, those red cup dudes, they out there, out. You can see their face. Because why? Because black men have righteous indignation. They're not trying to hide. They want to be seen. They want to be seen. So when you have a group pretending to be black men, but you can't see them, you can't find a picture of one of these brothers. And be mindful when you do see a picture, because y'all go look in my videos at that reel I did at Shango, because I did that with AI. That brother is, but I did it with AI. Just be mindful. This is why I did divination on it. This is why I could not lean in my own understanding. I had to go to the source and I had to ask, did our brothers do this? And they was like, nah. It wasn't even a half no. There wasn't a possibility of a yes. It was no, period, point blank. They did not do this. There is somebody else pretending to be them to cause this to happen between us. Use y'all discernment. You can go to your own team and ask, do we need to be protected against this group? Absolutely. But we're not needing to be protected against black men. There are some black men, just like there are some black women, and some of everybody. But that group is not them. It's not. It is absolutely not them. And the ones that in the red cup that still do, they're just trying to emulate what was in Master's house. They're just trying to emulate what was in Master's house, and I won't ever feel differently about that. The relationship dynamic they see in between the slave master and his wife is the relationship they're trying to emulate, because as for so many years feeling like you had no power, you want to go to the symbol of power. Go do your research and look at some of those people that they freed and gave plantations, and look at how they ran their plantations worse than the ones that they came from. It is because when you have been stripped of your power for so long, when you have been, it's like when you hear about people who have experienced assault and then they become people who assault. It is the same thing. It is literally the exact same thing. You get freed from this construct, and now you're trying to recreate what family and things look like. And the only example you can remember, because your ancestors and your elders have died off and they weren't allowed to teach you nothing, is what did it look like in the master's house? Well, the master was married and had children, and the master was in charge. The master was in charge of everybody. So I should be in charge of everybody. Just saying. Just saying. That's all. Like, well, my mom and daddy said they did the best they could. But you also were born with a brain, an ori, a guidance system. And if it's trying to guide you in a different way, then maybe you should pay attention. You should decide which way you want to go. So I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Thank you for all the follows. If you haven't followed me, be sure to follow. Someone asked about a reading, and I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to go. I do have openings for Eve High Divination, 2 a day. get in where you fit in, inbox me, and I will get through E5 divination. It takes about 75 to 90 minutes, and you get 3 questions. If you feel like you want to ask me a love question, I'm going to be completely honest and upfront. Don't ask me about no dude and no chick or anyone else. If you come to me for a love reading, it will be about you. One, how do you align currently? Two, how do you show up? Because nothing matters except how you show up. Because how you show up will dictate how love comes to you. How you show up will always dictate how love comes to you. Personal accountability. African traditions, personal accountability. There ain't no big bad doing it. It is always in every indigenous, not just African, every indigenous tradition. It is all personal accountability. There is no big bad that you can blame your bad behavior on. It is simply you acting out of character. So I have 2 a day, Monday through Friday. Inbox me for times, and I can do those with y'all, whether I do it live or record it for you. I do have spots. Um, and um, I have spots available for recorded for tarot readings as well, and all of these good things. So thank y'all so much. If you missed the beginning, like I said, this is a divination specifically for my peoples. By all means, go ahead and check it out from the very beginning. It is on the Tubes of You or the Book of Many Faces. So you can check it out in either spot because it'll be uploaded by the time, probably in the next minute, it should be saved where y'all can see it. Thank you again, and I hope y'all have a great day. Take care. Okay, you don't want to end? Bye.